The Indian Air Force AMCA project is at a crossroads, and American GE Aerospace now says that we want to power it. The world's top aerospace titans are vying to power India's indigenous fifth-generation stealth fighter combat aircraft. General Electric of the United States, a long-time ally of India's aerospace industry, has now made a fresh bid by offering its upgraded F414 enhanced performance engine for India's AMCA. But with rival bids from France's Safran and UK's Rolls-Royce offering 100% technology transfer, manufacturing in India, and long-term strategic partnership, India is at a watershed moment that will determine the future of its Air Force for decades ahead. So does India go with the world-renowned GE Aerospace for the world's most reliable engine, or does it manufacture a new special engine for the AMCA in partnership with France's Safran or British Rolls-Royce? But more importantly, can India trust GE after Tejas Mk1A fighter jet engine delays? The chairman of HAL recently stated, quote, "Our team had visited Boston last week. We are taking two steps. The first is to discuss 80% TOT, and once it is done, the second step would be price negotiation," unquote. General Electric's involvement with India's defense industry is already established. The company is set to provide F404 engines for the Tejas Mk1 and Mk1A fighter jets and the more powerful F414 engines for the bigger Tejas Mark II fighter jets, with the first flights scheduled by early 2026. General Electric entered into a MOU or Memorandum of Understanding with the HAL for co-production of the powerful F414 engines in India. The deal was agreed in June 2023 and US government approval was secured in November 2023. The new agreement is for an 80% technology transfer from the original 58% proposal. Complete intellectual property rights are still not on the table, limiting India's ownership of future changes. Recently, General Electric again reasserted its pledge to the Indian air power during Aero India 2025, where it indicated interest in designing a more powerful engine for AMCA NK2 with India's gas turbine research establishment. While the F414 GE IN-S6 will power the first few squadrons of the AMCA or NK1 variants with 98 kN thrust, India's future AMCA NK2 fighter squadrons will need a more powerful engine with 110 to 120 kN thrust for improved supercruise range, stealth, and maneuverability. General Electric has offered an advanced version of its F414 engine, the F414 EPE, to generate some 116 to 117 kN of thrust, or an increase of 18 to 20% over its baseline F414 IN-S6 engine. Now, the enhancements rely on newer material cores, two-stage blisk fan, advanced turbine hardware. GE's offer also involves collaborative efforts with GTRE for the subsequent heavier core, more likely driving thrust levels above the 120 kN to address the needs of the AMCA NK2. Now, whereas the F414 EPE can be a good interim solution, its basic design is an evolution of a previous generation design and not a clean sheet program. Therefore, the question is whether it can really maximize AMCA NK2's performance, especially against competing bids from Safran and Rolls-Royce, promising engine tailored for India's future aircraft. France's Safran and Britain's Rolls-Royce have joined the battle with strong counter-offers, each offering technology transfer in its entirety, including prime design and manufacturing technologies. Safran, in January 2024, presented the co-development of a 110 kN engine with India, with full IP rights and unlimited technology transfer. The proposal aligns with India's Atmanirbhar Bharat vision by facilitating indigenous capability in jet engine technology. Safran also offers establishing a center of excellence in India, thereby boosting local manufacturing capabilities even further. Rolls-Royce too has offered a next-generation version of its Eurojet EJ200 engine, which powers the Eurofighter Typhoon, with 110 to 120 kN thrust capability. Even more significant is the offer of the British firm to transfer 100% IP rights with India enjoying full freedom to design, manufacture and upgrade it later if needed. Rolls-Royce also proposes collaboration on a 6th-generation fighter program in the future with long-term strategic advantages. Now, compared to GE's 80% technology transfer offer, these bids from Europe offer India more control, less foreign vendor dependence, and fewer geopolitical restrictions. Though GE engines have powered successful fighter programs globally, recent delays for Indian Tejas Mk1A program are concerning. A 2021 contract for 99 F404 engines at $716 million had set deliveries to begin in 2023. But none have been delivered so far and the timeline pushed to April 2025. This put HAL's production behind schedule and the Indian Air Force had to make its inaugural Tejas Mk1A flight by using refurbished engines. The 5th generation AMCA needs to fly as per its timeline of 2034 to 35, and any similar delays from GE could jeopardize Indian Air Force's combat preparedness. As the US actively pitches its own F-35 stealth fighter jets to India, the Defense Ministry is doubling down on its commitment to indigenous defense capabilities. To accelerate the development of India's 5th generation stealth fighter jet, or AMCA, a high-level committee has been established under Defense Secretary Rajesh Kumar Singh. In view of HAL's low production capacity of approximately 24 Tejas jets a year, the government is aggressively seeking the participation of private players to enhance future production of the AMCA fighter jets. Private sector players such as Tata Advanced Systems and Larsen & Toubro are leading this race to produce airframes, subsystems and even engine parts. While there is also talk that either Tata or L&T or both could also completely manufacture the AMCA, though that's yet unconfirmed. Tata, given its aerospace exposure, including production components for Lockheed Martin and Boeing, is the frontrunner. L&T's precision engineering competence accumulated in naval and artillery programs is another strong contender. In bringing in private companies, India hopes to drive efficiency, compress development cycles, and increase production capability to deliver the IAF's projected requirements of 500 advanced fighters in the decades to come. Only thing that remains now is to finalize an engine partner. So while GE's F414 is a good short-term choice with established reliability, the offer lacks the 100% tech partnership that India is seeking to develop its own future engines. Safran and Rolls-Royce offer end-to-end indigenous development avenues, allowing India ownership of engine technology. A decision is expected by mid-2025. So GE, Safran or Rolls-Royce, who should power the AMCA? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.